Warning, this video contains spoilers for the Indigo Disk DLC for Pokemon Scarlet Violet. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello everyone, my name is Elite Trainer Kenway. Last week I gave you my first impressions of the Indigo Disk after spending only around 20 hours in Blueberry Academy. Now that I've given myself some more time to see what all the DLC has to offer and complete the story, I'm back for a full review. We're going to review the Indigo Disk using the same format we did last year for Vanilla Scarlet and Violet and this year for the Teal Mask. We're going to discuss the good, the bad, and the missed opportunities. So let's talk about it. Because I don't like ending these videos on a bad note, we're going to go ahead and discuss the negatives and the missed opportunities first. Now, I'm not going to mention how awful Gouging Fire looks since we talked about it last week. Except just mentioning it just now. Moving on. The Teal Mask DLC ended on such a high note, seeing Kieran get poisoned and vowing to get revenge on the player, only for not much of a payoff. I'm still of the opinion that we'll get more DLC packs for Scarlet and Violet in 2024, but it does seem like Kieran's turn to the dark side has already concluded, and it was a bit underwhelming. He just walked around the terrarium acting smug and then folded under the slightest bit of pressure during your battle. There was a whole lot more that could have been done with the most compelling character in Generation 9 so far. We know that the Pecharunt storyline is going to be added via an update sometime in 2024, so I think it would have been far more compelling to keep Kieran on the dark side throughout this entire DLC and to have him snap out of it during or just before the Pecharunt story drops. Speaking of the story, did they just completely forget about Arven? After you have captured Terrapagos, Briar gives you a book. You then take that book and Terrapagos to the Crystal Lake in Kitakami, where Sada or Turo are briefly brought from the past before they built the AI, and you have the opportunity to swap books with them. They give you the Scarlet or Violet book, and in exchange, you give them the Hidden Treasure book. My question is, why doesn't the player either call Arven and let him talk to his parent, or at the very least, go talk to Arven immediately afterwards to tell him that we met his parent? I haven't scoured every inch of the DLC, so maybe there's a cutscene somewhere that I haven't seen, but it seems like a huge missed opportunity that Arven didn't get to say goodbye to his parents. Moving past the story. I'm glad that they brought some of the past legendaries into Paldea with this new DLC, but like I said last week, I do really hate that they're shiny locked. There is still some shiny Pokemon from Generation 5, 6, 7, 8, and now 9 that we haven't been able to collect through legitimate means, and I just don't understand that. The picnic table glitch seems to be back for more fun with this DLC. When I was reviewing the Teal Mask a few months ago, I told you guys that my sister and my friend Seb had their picnic tables disappear while in Kitakami, preventing them from making sandwiches. While I don't recall that ever happening to me in Kitakami, it did happen to me this week while I was in Paldea trying to breed starters for my living decks. Funnily enough, you can see in this clip that I actually was able to make an invisible sandwich and get Egg Power 1, which I used to breed a Turtwig. But yeah, this glitch has been around way too long for them not to have patched it by now. For as short as the Teal Mask was, it actually felt a little longer story-wise than the Indigo Disk. The actual story of the Indigo Disk was literally just fight the Elite Four, now fight Kieran, make Kieran cry, now go catch Terrapagos. You're done. Good job. Now go do the same 5 MMO quests over and over again and wait for Pecharunt to show up when we decide to release it. If you didn't catch that reference, I was referring to the BBQ or Blueberry quests. That allows you to spend money, bring in coaches, and do things like changing your throwing style. The rewards are great, but the quests are boring. It's like they took the worst parts of the Legends Arceus Pokedex quest and threw them into the BBQs. I hate pointless MMO quests, as does everybody, and now I have a box of Pokemon that I've caught that I'm never going to do anything with. So I'm just wasting time and Pokeballs. Before we move on, there's one more thing I'm going to mention briefly, and I'll talk more about this in an upcoming video in January, but why do we have new Pokemon exclusive to different versions of the DLC? You get both forms of Urshifu, Regieleki, Regidrago, Glastrier, and Spectrier simply by playing through multiple runs of either Sword or Shield's DLCs. In the Teal Mask, all the new Pokemon were available in both Scarlet and Violet. So why are Gouging Fire and Raging Bolt locked to Scarlet and Iron Boulder and Iron Crowns locked to Violet? Unlike Walking Wake and Iron Leaves, these 4 are not available in raids and are only available once per save file, making it incredibly difficult to convince someone to trade for them. Again, we'll talk more about that next month, but I just wanted to mention that briefly here because it seems extremely crummy. I think that's enough negativity for one video. Unfortunately though, there's not much room for positivity in this video. I mean, like I said last week, I love the design for Hydro Apple, and its shiny form looks absolutely incredible. I like that we finally get the Safari Zone and the Sport Ball in Generation 9. Although I haven't had much opportunity to play it yet, the new Let's Go feature looks absolutely amazing, and seemingly everyone agrees that it's the best part of this DLC. I also love that exploration is encouraged in this DLC. Once I got the flying mechanic for Miraidon completely unlocked, I flew up to the top of the terrarium and there were 3 very nice secret items waiting up there. I love that. I love that the Tail Mask and Indigo Disk have connected stories, unlike the Olive Armor and Crown Tundra in Generation 8. And once again, the textures of the old Pokemon making their debut in Generation 9 are incredible, but that's really it. Last week, I was referring to the Indigo Disk as underwhelming when discussing my initial thoughts on it, and unfortunately, that really hasn't changed. There was so much potential for the Indigo Disk to build on the foundation set by the Tail Mask, and it really just feels like much of the Indigo Disk was phoned in. I really hope we get more better DLC in 2024, but after this, I don't know if the fans will even support future DLC. I've already seen a number of comments across Twitter and YouTube from people who said they're glad they didn't purchase this DLC pack. Between base Scarlet Violet, the Tail Mask, and the Indigo Disk, I would definitely say that the Tail Mask was the better part of these 3 chapters. Like I said, I hope we get more DLC next year, but no one knows for sure what's going to happen until Pokemon Day comes around in February. If you are interested in my review of base Scarlet Violet or the Tail Mask, the link for those are going to be in the description below. Let me know in the comments if I was too harsh on the Indigo Disk. Hello everyone, real quick, just wanted to interrupt the video to say that I just got a Beast Ball, a Moon Ball, a Safari Ball, and a Sport Ball from the item printer. So that guy, just don't listen to anything that guy says. He's an idiot. This DLC, perfect, 10 out of 10. Wouldn't change a thing. It's the best thing Pokemon's ever done for us in the past 30 years. It's absolutely flawless. No notes. Hope you guys have a fantastic holiday, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.